So, just to prove the point, here we are. Why is Richard? This is Google. I just googled Richard. I just YouTube Dawkins. Okay, that's the string I used, and it's like, why is Richard Dawkins so famous? He's well known for his criticism of creationism and intelligent design, as well as being a vocal atheist. So he's famous for that, not for the books, because he's got Selfish Gene and he's done other books, but his main books is about trying to dismantle religion, and that's what he's famous for. And books are money, aren't they? They're money. Now, I'm quite happy to accept that people don't necessarily write books just to earn money, but there's always an element of it in there, isn't it? Why doesn't he just publish it on the internet? Why do you have to buy the book? If he wants people to know about it, obviously the YouTube videos are for free, yeah? But a lot of the times it's just trying to promote, he's not outwardly trying to promote his book, right? But you have the God delusion. It started with the Selfish Gene, isn't it? And I don't know if that had any. I've not read any of his books, and I would not buy any of his books, not at all, unless that guy actually went and read a Bible and then talked about what was in the Bible, which he never does, because I don't think he's read a Bible. I haven't, not all the way through, It is just possible that he has like a Catholic upbringing and he has read the Bible from cover to cover, but he never quotes from it. No, he never says, look, that chapter there says this, but it's actually not true. The guy accepts that Jesus existed, like the person. And I think there is even, at the moment, there is even some tentative evidence, and I'm using that word very loosely, but there's some tentative evidence to show that the resurrection actually happened. But I don't know, and the jury's out on that, a lot. But there is, I'm not going to Google it right now because that's obviously another video. But the point I'm making is that there is a motivation, right? There is a motivation for people like that to create the debate and keep themselves in the public eye. It's because it makes them money, you see. So for all of this pomp and circumstance, he is profiting from that debate, isn't he? He's making money out of it. Now, the guy is an evolutionary microbiologist, I believe he is, and so presumably he also makes money out of other things. But I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a chunk of money from the book sales, and because you have things like this, religion is still evil, yeah? It wouldn't surprise me if he himself, I don't know if it's his website. I don't think it's actually him. It's not him, it's somebody else, perhaps. Oh, Alex O'Connor. There you go. Does Alex O'Connor pay Richard Dawkins to go on his YouTube channel? I don't know. I'm not going to say he does. He's perhaps not. I believe Richard Dawkins has recently had a stroke. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not reading anything into that. The guy's a vocal celebrity atheist and now he's got a stroke. Look at Hitchens, he died of smoke. The difference between Hitchens and Dawkins, obviously the stroke it's a medical thing, it's not something he did presumably to himself, whereas Hitchens smoked himself to death. It's like, there you go, that's how intelligent you are. you killed yourself, essentially. So how intelligent are you if you do that? Well, there we go. And of course Hitchens now knows, doesn't he? He now knows the reality of whether he was right or not. Doesn't he? Yeah. Because either he is dead and completely in oblivion, so doesn't exist, so it doesn't matter, or he's now trying to argue and debate with God about whether he exists or not. I always think that's quite a funny perspective. Just recently, now I'm a Christian, but I have a business which is also in Sierra Leone, and the people who work for me, a large proportion of them are Muslim, And they accept that we have talks about it, and they accept that we're worshipping the same God. It's just we're using different systems essentially. And just this morning, and we always have a prayer in the meeting. Most of the time, it's a Muslim prayer, but it's just a general thing, But they do say, I'm praying to Allah and things. That's fine. I mean, we use God, Jesus, Holy Spirit. Why not Allah as well? Anyway, I mean that aside, they accept that it's the same deity, okay, and they even accept that Jesus existed as a person. It's just they think he's a prophet rather than the Son of God. So technical details essentially, but they understand that it's the same person. And so we have a prayer, and this yesterday, one of the engineers that works for me, his uncle died, and so we had a prayer this morning celebrating essentially that he's now with God and he's talking to God. And so it wasn't a sad affair at all. It was, I'm not going to say it was a happy affair, no, but they are just celebrating a normal progression of life, which is the death part, and then he goes to see God. I mean, obviously you're assuming that because you don't know. He might be going to the other place. There might be something in his past that God didn't like. I don't know. I'm not sure how that mechanism worked. But, the meeting, it wasn't where everybody was sad and we're all crying over this thing, because it's not something to be sad about, you see. Now, when Hitchens died, I'm pretty sure all the family were sad, and unless they weren't. he was the only atheist. But they are basically they're basically talking about him becoming extinct. Essentially, Hitchens is gone. His existence has gone. There is nothing left, and now that guy is essentially dust in the ground, and that's all that remains of the guy. And that's their point of view, and that's fine if you want to believe that. I'd rather not believe that. There's other aspects, not just trivially that. There are other aspects that happen to me in my own life, and I've seen in other people's lives, which you cannot put down to any other real mechanism. Yeah, you can attribute things to obviously blind chance and stuff like that, but if you look at the direction and what things are happening, and that you are asking in prayers for certain things, and you get them, I'm getting them, the things I ask for. If I ask for $1 million, no chance. Do you know what I mean? Because that's just being greedy essentially. No. And so obviously I'm not going to get that, but helping other people, generally speaking, trying to make the world a better place, yes, of course you get that granted. So why wouldn't you? Anyway, so this is what I'm saying. Religion is still evil, and it's still good. There is two sides, because religion, any given religion like Christianity, the Catholic Church or the Muslim faith and stuff like that, is organised and run by human beings who are free to choose the same in any other life. Okay, so yes, you will get the evil ones, of course you will, because that's the mechanism, but you will also get the good ones. And I will think, if you use the stats, you will see that the good ones outweigh the evil ones. Yeah, so there you go. That's my opinion. Specifically my opinion, right? I'm a Christian, and this is my opinion. This is not Dawkins' opinion. He has his own opinion, okay, and he's expressing his opinion, but that doesn't mean to say it's an authority, just as I'm not an authority. There is only one, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions. Now, I'm not just alone, I'm not the only Christian in the world. There is a lot of people who know that there is a higher authority. Well, there is an authority, the rest isn't. So, there we go.